Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm going to start a new chapter book today. This book is called The Notebook of Doom, The Rise of the Balloon Goons by Troy Cummings. And what's cool about this book is that we have a lot more of them in the library. So if you enjoy this, you might want to check one out when you come back. So it looks like this, The Notebook of Doom. And did you guys know that on the back of a book, or sometimes inside the book, there will be a little blurb about the book? It'll give you an idea what the book is going to be about. So let's read this. Alexander Bopp has just moved to Sturmont, and already he thinks it is one creepy town. First, he finds a notebook filled with monster drawings. Then he starts seeing balloon goons, those arm-waving balloon guys all over town. Are they after him? And what's really in that notebook? Alexander is about to find out. I wasn't sure what a balloon goon was, and then when they gave me that description and that picture, those are kind of those big things you see by businesses, and they're real tall, and they look like they're going like that, and they're trying to get you to come in and buy their stuff at their store. Anyway. So, The Notebook of Doom. And this book has, let's see how many chapters. 16 chapters. So we're going to read maybe 4 or 5 today. So enjoy and let me know if you like the book, okay? Sturmont. Once there was a pile of bones. Actually, the bones weren't in a pile. They made up a small skeleton which was filled with squishy guts. On top of that skeleton sat a huge skull with deep eye sockets, and those eye sockets held a pair of googly eyes. The whole thing would have been really gross, except it was covered in a layer of skin and had a mop of curly hair on top. This mop-haired, bug-eyed, gut-filled bag of bones was named Alexander Bopp, and he was scared to death. Alexander was scared of, number 1, spending his first night in a new house, number 2, going to a new school in a new town, and number 3, having to make new friends. Wow, those are scary things for us, aren't they? Alexander rolled over on his air mattress and looked out the window. The moon lit up a row of rooftops, behind which stood a water tower that said Sturmont, Alexander's new home. Looking at his face here and here, I think he looks happy and excited. He's very nervous, isn't he? Chapter 2, Fright and Early. Kind of sounds like bright and early, doesn't it? Alexander's dad drove slowly down Main Street. I'll look on this side and you look on that side. This town must have a breakfast place. Alexander looked out his window. They passed a park, a bank, a comic book shop, and then someone dancing like crazy on the sidewalk. Wait, it wasn't a person. It was one of those bendy balloon guys that businesses put out to attract customers. It was yellow, and it was wiggling beside a sign that said, "Now serving breakfast." "Hey, Dad," Alexander said, "here's a place." They parked next to the dancing balloon guy. Smack! Whoa! Alexander jumped in his seat. The balloon guy had flopped right onto the windshield. It snapped back up and continued to dance. Alexander's dad shook his head. "You're jumpy today, Al. That's just a big bag of air." "I know," said Alexander, uncovering his eyes. "In fact," said his dad, "we should be happy to see this goony balloony. Otherwise, we might have missed this diner." He made a dopey face and wiggled his fingers at the balloon figure. "Thanks, balloon goon." Alexander smiled, and then he walked the long way around the balloon and into the diner. Do you think he's still a little bit afraid of the balloon goon? Chapter 3, Map Out of It. Kind of sounds like snap out of it. The door chimed as Alexander and his dad left the diner. "Were those great pancakes or what?" his dad asked. Alexander didn't answer. He was studying his paper placemat, a map of Sturmont, laid out like a maze. Hey, neat, said his dad. Maybe we could take extras to hand out at your party. Alexander poked his nose over the map. Party? Sure, said his dad, your birthday party. But Dad, Alexander grumbled, I don't want a party. I don't even have a real birthday this year. But that's the best part about a leap year birthday, Al, said his dad. February 29th only comes around once every 4 years. So we get to choose your birthday this year, and I choose tomorrow. Alexander frowned. Besides, his dad continued, I already made the party invitations, and he stuffed a stack of envelopes into Alexander's backpack. Pass them out to your new classmates today. I wonder why he doesn't want to have a birthday party. I would want to have a birthday party. Alexander followed his dad toward their car. Way down the street, he could make out a wiggly shape in front of the bank. Another dancing balloon guy. This one was purple. Hey, said Alexander, there's another. He looked around. Wait, where's our balloon goon? It was right here when we parked. Huh? Said his dad. He was fishing around for his keys. I don't know. Maybe someone moved it. He unlocked the car. Hop in, Al. Alexander tried to yank open his door, but then, crunch, it scraped against the curb. Huh? He said. The car was lower to the ground than before. Dad, this tire's flat. No problemo, said his dad. We'll just pop on the spare and wait a minute. This tire's flat too. And he rubbed his chin. Alexander took a step back. Dad, all 4 tires are flat. That's strange, said his dad. Maybe there's glass on the road. Alexander looked across the street. 2 more cars with flat tires. Something weird is going on here, he thought. His dad stood up and brushed off his pants. Sorry, Al, I have to call a tow truck. Do you think you could walk to school? Alexander's eyes widened. By myself? Sure, kiddo, his dad smiled. Here, pass me that placemat maze. His dad spread out the placemat on the hood of the car and pulled a pen from his pocket. See, we're here, he said, circling the diner, and your new school is right there. He has to go a lot of ways, doesn't he? He drew a path through the maze. You head down Main Street and, oops, dead end. Turn left and then north and then, oh, we got stuck in the glue factory. Wait. So you loop back. Oh, wow. This town has 3 graveyards. And then you go past that bakery and bingo, you're at school. Alexander gulped. My first day in a new town, he thought, and I'm walking myself to school. Now go make friends. Then tomorrow we'll have a birthday blowout. High five. Alexander gave his father a medium 5, and then he followed his placemat maze down Main Street. Wow, look at that. Started here, going all the way around here. I don't know that I would really want to go that way. I'm wondering why they didn't just go this way. I don't know. He did say there was a dead end somewhere, though, didn't he? Chapter 4, 1-2 Punch. Alexander soon found himself at Sturmont Elementary. There was no one else around. It must be late, he thought. He headed toward the door, but then froze. 2 balloon goons were wobbling there, 1 blue and 1 green. Alexander took a big, deep breath. As he stepped between the balloons, he saw words printed on them. The blue balloon said, pardon, and the green one said, our dust. Alexander looked down, but didn't see any dust. So it says pardon. Pardon means like, excuse me. There was a tug on his backpack, and he looked over his shoulder and saw a flappy blue arm tangled in the straps. Alexander twisted the wiggling arm and turned to see the green balloon goon's big, ugly face. Whoa, Alexander shouted. The goon's nose pressed right up against Alexander's. Then, phoop, Alexander was clobbered on the head from behind. It felt like he'd been socked by a boxing glove. He spun around just in time to be hit in the face. Phoop! Alexander stumbled and fell backward. Both balloons leaned over Alexander, grinning. Their long, wobbly arms swooped in and grabbed at his jacket. Alexander tried to kick them away, but the green one wrapped its arm around his ankle. Alexander's shoe came off as he tried to wiggle free. Ker-smash! A loud crashing sound came from inside the school. The balloon goons instantly let go of Alexander, and they snapped upright. Alexander scrambled to his feet and ran into the school. His heart was pounding as he yanked the door shut behind him. Chapter 5, A Ton of Bricks. Alexander stood inside catching his breath. The school was perfectly quiet, and all the lights were off. Daylight came in through the door behind Alexander, casting long shadows down the hallway. "Hello?" he called out. "Hello?" said his echo. Alexander clutched the straps on his backpack and started down the dim hallway. He passed several classrooms, all empty. "Anyone there?" Alexander tripped over something brown with white stitches. A flat football, he thought. So let's think about this. He goes in, the lights are off. It's really quiet. Classrooms are empty. I don't think I'd want to be in that school, would you? Crash, splash, ker-smash! A brick wall collapsed in front of him. A cloud of dust filled the passage, covering Alexander like a powdered donut. Alexander looked through the broken wall and saw a giant yellow claw, a wrecking crane. He had to get out of there. He climbed over the smashed bricks, which was tricky with just one shoe, and then he spotted something rectangular in the rubble, wrapped in a dusty scarf. Alexander unwrapped the object, and it was an old notebook. It says SSMP, and he thinks, what could SSMP stand for? I'd wonder that too. Skull on the cover. Neat. First page ripped out. Probably nothing important. Last few pages still blank. Unfinished. He flipped to a page in the middle. Oh my goodness, look at that. Playing mantis, kind of like praying mantis. A huge green bug monster, about as tall as a giraffe, minus the neck. Habitat, all playgrounds at schools, public parks, etc. So they're talking about this bug monster, and a habitat would be where it lives. Sniff, rainy days make the playing mantis sad. Diet, that means what it eats. Regular sized bugs, they spit out the shells. Behavior, that's how it acts. These giant bugs love playground equipment, but they play too rough. If you notice a dent in the slide or see a swing with one chain shorter than the other, then there's likely a mantis nearby. Warning, the only way to avoid a playing mantis is to sit quietly against the wall during recess. Alexander shivered. He numbered through the book and saw page after page of monster drawings. "Hey!" a voice shouted from down the hall. Alexander stuffed the notebook into his backpack. A woman was storming toward Alexander. If she's storming, that means she's like stomping, like she's mad. She wore a gray shirt, gray pants, gray shoes, and gray glasses. Her hair was in a long braid coiled on top of her head like a snake. "Why are you playing in a construction site?" she demanded. "I wasn't playing. This is my school. I'm a new kid, but nobody was here. And then the wall crashed, and this school was closed to deal with..." The woman looked at Alexander. "Well, this is a dangerous building," she continued. "Even a new kid should have been able to read the warning sign out front." "Do you mean the big pardon our dust balloons?" "Balloons?" asked the woman. "No, there's a big danger keep out sign, Alexander." Alexander blinked. "How did you know my name?" The woman smiled. Actually, she didn't smile. She just frowned less. "We've been expecting you, only we expected you at the right building, not the one being torn down." Alexander pulled out his map, but it says here, the woman snatched the map away. "That placemat is outdated. We've moved the school while they finished construction." She reached in the coils of her braid and pulled out a marker. "You're here," she said, circling the school, "and your new school is here." Ignoring the maze, she drew a line that cut through someone's backyard and a funeral home ending at Sturmont General Hospital. She handed the map to Alexander. "Now get to school before your principal gets angry." "My principal?" asked Alexander. The woman knelt down. Her ID badge dangled before Alexander's eyes. Sturmont Elementary. Ms. Vanderpants, principal. Ms. Vanderpants waved for Alex to get moving, so he did. Ooh, this is going to be good, isn't it? All right. That was 5 chapters, and I will read the next 5 or 6 the next time I see you. Have a great day, everybody.